He tried to hold it together, but how much more can Emmett take? In this episode, we finally see the pressure explode. Keisha's distance, Douda's threats, and the weight of keeping it all together start to crush Emmett from the inside. But is this the moment he finally breaks? Or does he find a way out? This episode wastes no time showing how far things have fallen between Emmett and Keisha. From the very first scene they share, the silence is louder than any argument. Keisha's been emotionally checked out for a while, but now it's more obvious than ever. She barely looks at Emmett, and when she does, there's a kind of sadness in her eyes as if she's already halfway gone. Emmett tries to act like everything's okay. He makes small talk, checks on the kids, even tries to crack a joke, but you can see it in his face. He knows something is broken, and what's worse, he doesn't know how to fix it. Every time he opens his mouth, it's like there's a wall between them. You can tell he wants to reach her, but he doesn't know if she's even listening anymore. And then there's Douda. The tension from Emmett's involvement with Douda is spilling into everything. It's not just business, it's messing up his peace at home too. Keisha can feel the darkness following Emmett around. She senses the danger, even if Emmett keeps telling her he's got it under control. But she's not buying it. She wants to protect the family, and deep down, she doesn't trust where Emmett's heading. That fear is growing into anger, and that anger is turning into distance. There's one scene that really hits hard. Emmett comes home late after a long day, worn out and frustrated. Keisha's waiting, but not like before. She's not asking where he's been, she already knows. She's not yelling, she's past that. She just gives him a look that says everything. You're losing yourself. And you're losing me too. Emmett tries to explain. He says he's doing what he has to do for the family, for their future, to keep everyone safe. But Keisha sees the truth behind the words. He's scared. He's in too deep, and instead of pulling back, he's doubling down. She asks him straight up, when are you going to stop running behind Douda? And Emmett, for a split second, has no answer. That silence, it says more than anything. It's the sound of trust breaking. You can feel the weight of every decision Emmett's made in that moment. This isn't just about a bad partnership, it's about a man trying to be a protector while slowly becoming the very thing his family fears. Keisha's not mad at Emmett just because he's involved with Douda. She's hurt because she sees him slipping away from the man he promised to be. This storyline in episode 9 brings out the rawest version of Emmett we've seen in a long time. He's not the funny, smooth talker anymore. He's tired, he's angry, and he's stuck between survival and self-destruction. As for Keisha, she's trying to hold on, but her grip is getting weaker. And the question hanging over them both is simple. Can love survive when fear is in control? Douda's world has always run on fear, his money, his reputation, even his friendships. But in this episode, that fear starts to wear thin. People around him are no longer just scared. They're angry, tired, and looking for a way out. And once cracks start showing in a man like Douda's world, they grow fast. The first sign. His people aren't following orders like they used to. One of his closest guys, who used to be loyal without question, hesitates when Douda gives a command. He doesn't say no, but that tiny pause, Douda sees it. And in his world, hesitation is betrayal. You can see it in his eyes, the way he studies him, cold and quiet. That silence before something violent happens. It's only a matter of time. Then there's the business. Money's still moving, but it's not clean. Too many hands in the pot, too many eyes watching. Douda tries to keep it under control, but the more he squeezes, the more it slips. There's a deal that almost falls apart, and for a second, you wonder, has he lost his edge? He covers it with calm words, a quiet threat, but it doesn't land. The same way it used to. The people around him don't trust him like before. Some don't even fear him anymore. And when fear fades in this world, Violence is usually next. Asterisk, but the biggest blow to Douda doesn't come from his enemies, it comes from someone close, someone who's been by his side, watching everything, waiting for the right moment. There's a scene midway through the episode where this person steps out of the shadows metaphorically and literally and drops a piece of information that could ruin Douda. It's not just a betrayal. It's a warning shot, and it hits hard. Asterisk Douda's reaction is chilling. He doesn't shout. He doesn't panic. He just nods slowly, as if he expected it all along. But behind that calm face, you can feel the pressure building. He's like a volcano, quiet for now, but ready to erupt. Asterisk, and here's the real twist. Douda starts to realize he might be the one who's cornered now. The city he once controlled is slipping away. Emmett's pulling back. His allies are nervous. Even his enemies are growing bold. And for the first time in a long time, Douda doesn't feel untouchable. Asterisk, he tries to fight back the only way he knows, with fear. He makes a move at the end of the episode that's meant to remind everyone who he is. It's bold, brutal, and sends a message, but it also feels desperate. Like he's trying too hard to be the man he used to be. The problem? That man might already be gone. Asterisk, this episode shows a Douda we rarely see, still dangerous, still powerful, but not in control. He's being tested from every direction, and the more he tries to tighten his grip, the more the streets push back. His enemies are circling, his friends are slipping. And the empire he built on fear, it might be starting to collapse from within. Asterisk, Victor wants to change the city, but the city keeps changing him. In episode 9, we see just how deep that conflict goes. He's rising fast in the political world, shaking hands, making speeches, and promising real change. But behind the cameras and suits, the pressure is heavy. Because when you're running for office, everything becomes a performance, and Victor's not sure if he can keep playing this role. Asterisk, from the moment we see Victor in this episode, he's walking a tightrope. He meets with some big names in politics, people with clean smiles but dirty hands. They praise him, but it's fake. They want something. They don't want the real Victor. They want the version of him that fits their image, strong but not too bold, black but not too loud, honest but not too honest. And Victor feels it. Every handshake feels like a test. Every word feels like a trap. Asterisk, then we get to the heart of it, Victor's struggle with being fully himself. His relationship with Deanna is still quiet but powerful. She supports him, but she also knows he's holding back. He hasn't spoken publicly about his past, about his truth, about what makes him who he really is. And the reason? Fear that the voters won't accept it. Fear that he'll lose the support he's worked so hard to build. Fear that if he shows up as his full self, it'll all fall apart. Asterisk, but staying silent is starting to eat at him. There's a moment in the episode where he's standing in front of a mirror, rehearsing a speech. The speech is perfect, polished, political, safe. But he stops halfway through and just stares at himself. No words, no smile. Just a man who knows he's not telling the full truth. That scene says so much. Victor's not just running for office, he's running from his own truth. And deep down, he knows it can't last. Asterisk, later, Victor sits down with an old friend from the neighborhood, someone who knew him before the suits, before the spotlight. They talk real, no cameras, no politics, and the friend calls him out, gently but directly. Don't lose who you are trying to be, what they want. It hits Victor hard, because that's the question that haunts him. Can he lead and still stay true? Or does winning mean giving parts of himself away? Asterisk, the episode builds this tension beautifully. Every choice Victor makes is like walking a line between power and purpose. He wants to help his people. He wants to break the cycle, but he also wants to be accepted by a system that's never truly welcomed someone like him. And you can see the weight of that on his shoulders every scene, every decision. Asterisk, by the end of the episode, Victor has to make a big choice. It's subtle, but it matters. He adds a few lines to his next speech, just a small piece of honesty, a piece of himself. It's risky. His campaign team isn't happy, but it's real. And for the first time, you can see a glimpse of the leader he could be. Not just a face on a poster, not just a voice on stage, but a man standing in truth, even when it's uncomfortable. Asterisk, this storyline hits because it's not just about politics. It's about identity, about how hard it is to be yourself in a world that rewards pretending. Victor's trying to lead a community while still learning how to lead himself. And that journey, that tension, it might be the most powerful part of the whole episode, asterisk. While the grown-ups are dealing with politics, power, and pressure, the younger crew is going through their own struggles, and honestly, some of these moments hit even harder. This episode shows how growing up in the South Side isn't just about surviving violence. It's about finding yourself when the world keeps pulling you in different directions. Let's start with Jake. He's been through so much, lost people, changed homes, grown up fast. But in episode 9, you can feel the weight really settling on him. He's trying to do right, trying to focus. But he's stuck between who he wants to be and who the streets keep pushing him to be. There's a moment where he almost snaps, gets into it with someone over something small, but you can see the pain under it. He's not angry just to be angry. He's tired of being tested. Tired of pretending he's okay. Then there's Jemma, trying to balance her dreams with the reality around her. She's building something big, and she wants out of the chaos. But every time she tries to pull away from the street drama, it finds a way back into her life. She's smart, focused, and strong, but she's also scared. And this episode shows a more vulnerable side of her. She talks about being a Black woman trying to be seen, trying to matter. It's powerful, raw, and painfully real. We also get a glimpse of Papa, and it's emotional. He's always been the spiritual one, the one looking for peace, trying to guide others, but this time, he's the one in need of guidance. He's grieving, he's questioning his purpose. There's a scene in the church that will stop you cold. No dramatic music, no big speech, just silence. Just Papa sitting alone, looking for answers, feeling like none are coming. It's a quiet pain, the kind that lingers. And while these younger characters deal with all of this, there's a theme that runs through every storyline. In this episode, loss of innocence. Not in a dramatic, movie-style way, but in the little moments. The way someone looks away instead of speaking. The way someone lets go of a dream because they're too tired to chase it. The way trust slips away between people who once felt unbreakable. Emotionally, this episode pulls you in deep. You feel the heartbreak, the fear, the confusion. But you also feel something else, hope, a small spark. In the way these young people still fight. In the way they still dream, even when everything feels like it's falling apart. In the way they still show up for each other, even when the world doesn't. One of the final moments that really sticks is a quiet conversation between two characters. No big music, no flashy editing. Just honesty. One says, "I don't know what I'm doing." And the other answers, "None of us do. We're just trying." That one line sums up so much of what this episode and this show is about. These characters aren't perfect. They're not superheroes. They're just people trying to survive, love, grow, and find their way. And sometimes that's more powerful than any shootout or twist. So when episode 9 fades to black, you're left with questions. Not just about what happens next in the plot, but about these people. Will they make it out? Will they heal? Will they ever be free from the past, from fear, from the systems trying to break them? That's the brilliance of the Chi. It's not just storytelling, it's a mirror. And this episode, it reflects a whole generation trying to find a better way to live. Asterisk, and just like that, episode 9 ends, but it doesn't give us closure, it gives us tension. It leaves us with characters at their breaking points, trust hanging by a thread, and danger creeping in from every side. Emmett is running out of time and options. Keisha is pulling away not out of anger, but out of fear for him, for their kids, and for the man she once believed in. Douda, he's bleeding power, but that makes him even more dangerous. And when a man like Douda feels cornered, everybody around him becomes a target. Victor is starting to speak his truth, but in a world that punishes honesty. Is that bravery? Or a setup for his fall? And the kids the future of this city are growing up too fast, each one trying to hold on to their light in a place that keeps trying to dim it. One wrong move, one bad decision, and everything they've been working toward could fall apart. But here's the thing about the Chi-Just. When you think you know where it's going, it flips the script. The final seconds of episode 9 drop a moment that changes everything. We won't spoil it here, but let's just say someone makes a decision that can't be undone. A choice that's going to explode in episode 10. And when it does, nothing in the South Side will be the same. So ask yourself, will Emmett walk away or go down with Douda? Can Victor survive in a system that doesn't want the truth? And who's about to pay the price for staying silent too long? You'll have to wait and see, because if this episode was the storm brewing, episode 10 is the one that hits. If you felt this breakdown, drop a comment below. What moment hit you the hardest? What do you think is coming next? And if you're still riding with the Chi, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and come back for the final recap, because trust me, you don't want to miss what's next. Until then, stay safe, stay real, and stay ready.